Hello again. Have you noticed the attack against the Donald is relentless? Have you also noticed that he fills all the attendance, every single presentation that he's involved in, every single meeting that he has, the crowds are standing room only. At the same time, you've got Fox News with their ongoing relentless attacks. Saw an exchange with Jebby, who attacked the Donald. He knows that he has to do that in order to get any kind of attention. And he was talking about his brother and the wonders that his brother accomplished. Yeah, look around you, you see the wonders that he accomplished, especially when you go to a VA and you see the folks coming out of there in wheelchairs with artificial limbs. When the Donald said that the towers came down under your brother's watch, the whole audience booed. Why? Did he make a statement that wasn't true? You think maybe if George W. Bush was less entranced with Saudi Arabia, that might not have happened? You think maybe if Marvin Bush wasn't going in and out of the Twin Towers the weekend prior to the event happening, it might not have happened? Folks, I don't know. What I do know is that the Bushes have always been involved in war. What I do know is that George W. Bush was very much supportive of King Abdullah. I've posted videos in links of George W. Bush holding hands, kissing King Abdullah. And you've heard me say countless times that it always revolves around Saudi Arabia. Everything that happens that's bad revolves around Saudi Arabia. And there's no doubt that George Bush was very close to King Abdullah and Saudi Arabia. Is it possible that if more attention were paid to the Saudis, this might not have happened? Is it possible that under George Bush's watch, if the FBI paid more attention? There was a gentleman that called the FBI and complained about pilot students, I think it was in Minnesota, that were being trained on how to fly 757s, not on how to land 757s, not on how to take off with 757s. The individual was concerned that they only wanted to learn how to fly. Well, you can't take off, and you shouldn't take off if you can't land. That caused the individual to contact the FBI. The agent that this individual spoke with wrote a report to the head of the FBI under George Bush's watch. That report was ignored. Might that have stopped 9/11? I don't know. What I can tell you is that it might have. But we'll never know. They booed Donald. He didn't accuse George W. Bush. I probably would have. He got booed because he said they came down under your brother's watch, which is a true statement. Fox News then went on to say that Marco Rubio had the best night. He is illegally involved in the race. His parents, for the 100th and 20th time, were Cuban citizens. The first thing that has to be investigated is, were they here legally? I don't know if that's true. We know that the father worked for a casino in Cuba. He was brought by Myron Lansky to work for a casino in Las Vegas. Marco's mother was a chambermaid in Las Vegas. Marco said that they were imprisoned, his father was imprisoned by Fidel Castro in Cuba. Fidel Castro took power in 1969. The family of Marcos immigrated in 1956. Lies, lies, and more lies. Marco was also exposed for having said one thing to Univision and another to the American people about immigration. Why didn't the crowd boo then? Why did they just boo when Jebby tried to center punch the Donald? And then you got Teddy, this guy. People are getting tired of the reality show. You think they're getting tired of the reality show? Then how come every single event that the Donald attends has overflowing crowds? You're delusional if you think people are getting tired of the reality show. Folks, this is, as I had said earlier, in the midterms, when I made videos, I said this is the most important election in this country's history. It was back then, and it is now. Especially with the passing of Scalia, the Supreme Court Justice. If Hillary Rotten Clinton gets in as president, she will appoint someone that will, for the next 20 years, turn the Supreme Court left, a hard left. That might also happen if someone on the Republican side that's controlled not by the people, but controlled by special interests, like the banks. If you don't think the banks own this guy, you're delusional. If you don't think that special interests control Marco, you're delusional. If you don't think special interests control this guy, how could he get $135 or $155 million to play with? Wake up, America. Wake up. Fox News is not a friend of the Donald. Then Fox News is not a friend of the conservative American people. And you folks need to wake up and turn them off. That's sort of what I think. You have an idea as to why I think what I think, don't you?